Okay, class. We start at 7:30, we end when? 8:30. Right? 8:30, we're out the door, down the hall, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right.
Walk in the parking lot.
Yes. Good, okay. Now, let's play tonight. Let's go to our statements about who and what we are. Welcome to the future. These are the I statements. Let's read these I statements like we mean it, okay? All right, so I am a child of the divine. Okay, so let's read it together. Okay.
Last week.
Okay,
I
ready?
didn't print that one.
All right, ready? All right, I'm a child of the divine. Okay, I'm wonderfully made. Okay, I'm connected to every person, place, and thing in the universe. Okay, I give myself permission. I allow myself to be prosperous and have a successful, meaningful life with myself, others, and the divine.
Yes.
We got the meaning. This is okay. All right, the last one. I'm at peace with myself and my environment. I enjoy the great opportunities, my prosperity on a daily basis.
I am at peace with myself and my environment and enjoy the great opportunities for my prosperity on a daily basis.
Thank you. Okay, this is class 3 of a 5-part series. Okay, I'm Dr. Berman, call me Gary. For the benefit of all of us, since now I'm on board and I'm here since last week, for the people that were here for the first class, okay, if there's anyone new here for the first time tonight, would you mind standing, please, for the people that were here for the first class? Okay, for the first class, right? Would you mind standing? The ones that were here for the first class, and if there's anyone new here tonight, would you mind standing? Okay?
New people.
Yeah, the people that were here for the first time in the first class. In this series. Okay, so Scott, would be, wait, please, would you mind standing? Okay, I just want to make sure everyone's on board and we all know each other. So, please, let's start with you. Would you tell us your name and why you're here?
My name is Christy, and curious.
Okay, good, where are you going? Pat, would you mind telling us your name and why you're here?
Pat, I'm here to learn how to manifest better.
Okay, sounds good. Please, would you please?
I'm here because I've just gotten back from a really intense spiritual retreat in Michigan. I wanted to keep moving it forward. This presented itself to my friend Scott, and
Go on board.
it's spot on.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Scott, would you
Gary, I
please?
was here of class 1, but I'll say it again. I
Please.
came here because I found you through my buddy Aldo, and it seemed like the right thing to do, and you helped me with some of the stuff that needed help. Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. Very welcome. I just want to make sure that everyone, because we have new people that were here. Okay?
Passion and I'm just here to learn how to manifest
Would you say that again so we can all hear it?
I'm
Okay.
Pasha and I'm here to learn how to manifest better.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, now I think we're all going ahead now as one unified class, so this is good. Very good. Okay, let me just cover a little bit of the material from the previous class and then we'll move on to tonight. Okay? What I said last week was this antenna is the spine, is a living, breathing antenna system that goes out into this ether and collects all this information and transmits this information into our thoughts and also helps to work for us. So it's not only receiving information about everything that we want for the answers for our life, I don't care what the issues are, it's always giving us information and it's always helping us at distances to change circumstances. We can use this to get our prosperity. Remember what we said prosperity is. Prosperity is health, wealth, relationships, and time. The time to receive the other 3 items, the time to enjoy those other 3 items. So this is always helping us achieve prosperity. Okay? Now, we also said that this is being powered by the brain, heart, and an area about 1.5 inches below the navel that I call spirit. Okay? We said that spirit is always working to our betterment, always attempting to help us. It's always telling us the truth. Brain and heart may or may not. But the best way I've found to ensure that we're getting optimal transmission and receiving through this antenna system is to work on the brain and heart systems, both energetically and physically. Remember, every issue we have, I don't care what the issue is, I don't care whether it's a financial issue, whether it's a physical issue, it has two components. It has an energetic issue, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and it has a physical issue. Diet, water, exercise, sleep, supplementation, and then different therapies that are appropriate for you to use. So in order to open up this brain and heart, so we're getting 100% transmitting and receiving, we need an energetic and we need a physical system working. Now I'm proposing that one of the better ways, energetically, of allowing this brain and heart to work well with spirit is to go through a meditative approach, to use our meditation methods that we've got that will work well at opening up the system. We said that there are 4 parts to the meditation. And what we're doing with the meditation, the version that I'm developing right now, is we're working on the external environment, we're clearing that, we're working on the internal environment, so that when we go to step 4 in our meditation, we are praising. We're praising everyone, everything on that circle, our prosperity circle, to make sure that we're opening up this brain and heart energetically to work with the spirit. That's what we were talking about last week. Does that make sense? Okay. All right? So what I want to do this week is I want to give us a little bit more practice with doing the meditation. So, Sandra, would you mind taking over for about 10 minutes and let's go through the meditation. Now, do you want to do it with them individually seated, or do you want to do it with us holding hands? What would you prefer to do?
I think individually seated.
Individually? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, she's going to take you through the 4 parts of the meditation.
Alive.
Okay. Great to be back together again. This is a powerful group. Move in your chair any way you need to. Scoot your chairs around whatever way you need to be comfortable. Be really focused. And I can tell you from personal experience, this is really working in my life. And it's working in yours too. I know it. Okay, let's start with claiming your space. Starting with your own body, your home, all the space in which you live and move through. See it as you claim it. Now we're going to clear our space. You're going to clear your space. Remember Gary talked about visualizing a bubble? And this bubble covers all of that space. And once the bubble is in place, we are going to vacuum out the dark energy. This could be demons, it could be people, it could be animals, it could be attitudes, everything that is not who we really are. Everything that's not in our highest good. Stay with it until it's entirely clean and clear. Visualize it as a vacuum, visualize it as God's hand moving through it and taking every piece of dark energy. Make sure there's nothing left. There's nothing hiding. There's nothing holding on. Take your time. Now that your space is clear, it's time to clear the old stories. You are not your story. We're burning off all those stories that have been holding you back from realizing your goals, realizing your purpose, from knowing who you really are. We're going to just learn one story tonight. And we want you to pick a story that's no older than 10 years. Because some of these stories go way back. You selected your story. You see the oven. The oven is hotter than anything you could imagine. You place your story in that oven. You close the door. And you know this story is being burned into nothingness. Do not allow anything to be left of this story. Breathing is helping you to focus. In your mind's eye, see that that story is totally gone. Now that your story is totally gone, the furnace is totally empty, create your prosperity circle. Remember that your prosperity circle is about health, wealth, relationships, and time. Put yourself and others in this circle. Now that everyone, including yourself, has been placed in the prosperity circle, extend forgiveness and gratitude to everyone, including yourself. Forgiveness, gratitude, praise. Shower them with sparkling gold energy. Do you see them smiling and nodding? Do you see them receiving all the blessings, all the healing and the sparkling gold energy? That's our confirmation. Realize how bright the light is becoming in this prosperity circle. See how bright you are. See how bright they are. This whole circle is just alive with brilliant light. This is who you truly are and who they are, their authentic selves. We are bathed in light. Someone said we're the light of the world. Allow yourself to receive this. This is your blessing. And this is the blessing for other people. Is the circle getting brighter and brighter? Is the light illuminating everyone in it? Keep that light going. Keep that praise going. Keep that forgiveness and gratitude to yourself and everyone else. As you do this, the light gets brighter and brighter and brighter. See and feel the power of light. Realize that this is who you really are. This is who they really are. This is who we really are. We are blessing our time with this light, our health with this light, our wealth with this light, and our relationships are blessed in this light. Stay in this light until you feel it's time to take it with you. It's brilliant light. It's healing light. It's loving light. Is everyone's light coming together? And back in this room, bring it with you. Watch others take it with them. Are we back? Wow. Thank you, everybody.
Andrew, thank you. And to everyone here tonight, thank you. It's a great privilege to have all of you here tonight. You know, this has been an interesting journey over the last 25 years I've been doing this work. I've always had one question doing this work. How do we turn this theory about this energetic field into something practical? How do we use it every day? Tonight we're going to play with this concept. We know it's there. We know that this field is constantly attempting to communicate with us all the time. We've all had prophetic dreams. Okay? We've all thought of situations of people, places, and things, and the person a few days later contacts us. We thought about something, and sure enough, within a few days, something comes across our hands, a piece of paper, some information, we get our answers. So we know we can do this sporadically, but how do we turn this into something we can use every moment of every day? And that's what I've been working on all these years. So let's go to this concept. This energetic field wants to work with our mind. And anything we could conceive with our mind, it wants to interact with, it wants to help us. So what we're going to do tonight, and we're going to work with a linear scale, simple tape measure, and we're going to use it on ourselves to get an idea of how prosperous are we. Okay? And what can we do to increase that prosperity tonight? Okay? It's very simple. It's very simple and very effective. So, Barbara, may I have you as a volunteer, please? Okay.
I need to bring my measuring tape.
Please. Oh, we can use mine. We can use mine. Let's give her a hand here. Okay. We're going to use a very simple technique tonight. We're going to use some very simple muscle testing to get us in the ballpark to figure out where are we in terms of prosperity and what can we do to improve it. Okay? So let's just say for the time being that we have a linear scale that starts right here about the mid-forehead level. Okay? And it extends about 1.5 inches below the navel. Now at the mid-forehead level, right about here, it's about 0. This is 0 level. And when we go down to about 1.5 inches below the navel, let's call that 100%. Okay, so we have our scale. Now her spirit is going to constantly interact with me or anyone else who asks her questions. It will show us where she is and what she needs to do. But first, before we do that, let's make sure that energetically speaking, her body is going to respond appropriately to our questions and to her statements. So, Barbara, may I muscle test you? Okay, so we'll ask permission. And I'm going to go, I'll use this arm for in this case, and she'll be staring straight ahead. Okay? Now I'm going to stay off the joint, so I'm just going to stay about the mid-forearm area. I'm going to ask you to think of her name. So just keep thinking of your name, like I am, and just keep thinking of it silently to yourself. Now I'm going to push down the arm. I want you to resist me, okay? You ready? Okay, so resist me. Don't let me push down. Resist. And Margaret, could I have you turn a little bit more to the side? Good. Okay, you ready? Okay, here we go. Resist me now. Resist. And I'm just feeling for where the arm locks and where it's a little bit of, where there's some strength, and it's right about there. Okay? Now, I'm going to interrupt her energetic fields. Let's drop the arm right here. She has energetic fields going around her body. I'm going to interrupt that. I want to see how her body responds. So I'm going to stick my finger, my index finger, directly through her fields, and I'm going to put it right there on the bridge of her nose. Okay, and then let's see what the reaction is. So Barbara, will you let me do that? Yes. Okay, so I'll bring up the arm again, and this time you stare straight ahead. Okay, I'm going to come right in here, and you keep thinking of your full name, and resist me now. Resist. Now, that was weaker to me. How does that feel to you? Yeah. It should be weaker. When I interrupt those fields and I'm putting my finger, my hand into her body energy fields, I'm interrupting it. And temporarily speaking, when I'm interrupting those fields, then every system of her body should go weaker. It's like throwing a log into water. Okay? Now, that's a healthy response. If for some reason we do the second test, if for some reason I put my finger there and she's equally as strong as the first one with just her name and she's not budging very much, that indicates you can drop the arm, indicates she's in a stress response, indicates there's too much stress going on in the body, that her systems are overwhelmed, that the energy is stationary in her body and it's not moving. Now, if that should occur where she's equally strong in both cases, we're going to help it. We're going to use our hand. In my case, I'm going to use my right hand. I'll start up here at the top of her skull, and I will simply stroke down towards the floor. And in my mind, what I'm doing is I'm seeing her energy moving from the top of her skull right through her body, right through the ground, and going through the earth and coming back again, so it's moving as I'm stroking down. Now, if I stroke enough, 30, 40, 50 times, she should go from a strong response, where she's showing inappropriate response, it should get much weaker when I test her the second time, if I do it enough. And I'll just keep stroking down. I may do it 30 times, maybe 40 times, maybe 50 times, but I'll test her after about 30 times and see now if there's a difference in strength before and after. There should be a significant difference in strength. If it's not, go 40 times, go 50 times, okay, but you'll get there. And you're stroking in your mind, and you're doing it physically, all the way down, and I'm just coming down like this, and I'm seeing the energy moving through her body, all the way through her body, while I'm doing it. It's beautiful how this works. That will then activate her body systems, she'll give the appropriate response, we'll be able to move on. Real simple. Okay? If you have questions, ask. Okay?
I've seen this done with 200 people in an auditorium, and it is phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
Absolutely phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. You're exactly correct. It's amazing how this can work.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. But we'll do it tonight and see where we get.
I have a
Well, let's-
question first.
Yes.
Yeah, are there any times that you go the opposite direction?
Not that I've seen so far. Not that I've seen so far. I haven't found too many people that are overly healthy, so I have to slow them down. Don't see that too often. It's a good question.
Dr. Berman,
Yes, ma'am.
if you get the feeling that the person is not well grounded,
And please call me Gary.
I'm sorry, Gary, if you get the feeling that the person is not well grounded and they need a better foundation in the earth,
All right.
would that be a reason to move up from the lower to the higher?
Well, it could be. It could be, but we can also just ask them to take off their shoes,
That's a good point.
and we can just do it that way.
Yeah.
And that'll be a lot faster.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're not getting much of a response, we can ask them to take off their shoes, and we can just then repeat the process going straight down. Okay, we should get there. Yes,
My question is,
yes.
as you're going down, I mean, you bringing your arm, are you going, does it matter whether you bring that arm in a clockwise or a counterclockwise direction?
Now, that's a brain person asking the question, and that's a very good question. Okay, we heart people would just say, you just do it. Okay, but since you've asked a good question, let me see if I can give you a good answer. Barbara, may I have you turn so you're facing that side, okay? With that question in mind, what I would do is I would come down and I would bring it around like this. Okay? Counterclockwise in this case. Okay, can you see what I'm doing over here? Okay, so I'd be going down, and I'd be coming, I want to get this right, I'd be going like this. Okay? Like this. Okay? Make sense? Let's try it. Well, see where this goes. Well, let's assume now that we get our partner in the correct direction, polarity-wise, they're ready to move on. Okay? All right, so what we'll do is, we'll ask them to think about their level of prosperity, whatever prosperity means to them. Because remember what prosperity means. It's the combination of health, wealth, relationships, and time. 4 elements. 4 elements, and the time is the time necessary to achieve the other 3, and the time to enjoy the other 3. So we're just allowing Spirit, because Spirit has 100% perfect idea of what prosperity means, what it wants to give us. Now we're using our brain and heart mostly to evaluate that and give us its idea of what prosperity is. And let's see if the two agree. Because if they agree, Well, you'll see in just a moment, but yes,
Okay, so the question is about relationships.
yes.
So some relationships are quite complex. Now, is it how you are grounded with those relationships, or is it how those relationships are turned to you?
It's always about you. It's always about your interpretation of it. It's always about you. So whatever your interpretation is about it is the correct answer.
So whether or not there's a good relationship, if you're at peace
Right,
and you have no
right,
negative ties to that,
right.
then it's all good.
It's all good because it's about you. And if we're working in terms of our prosperity, and we're working from spirit, it's always going to be good for them. No matter what the issue is, it's always good for them. Okay? Even if they can't appreciate it at the present time. Barbara, let's go with you for just a moment. Remember, our scale starts from here, and it goes down to about 1.5 inches below the navel. So this is 0, this is 100%. Okay? Now, would you please think about whatever prosperity means to you, take a look at it in terms of where you are at this stage in your life. Okay? And let me know when you're ready. I should be hearing that Jeopardy music right now. A little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. It's good, but she's solidifying the idea. So let's go a little bit more. A little bit more. That's good. A little bit more. It's like all this liquid is now coming together. There it is. Okay. Now, shall we test and see where she is? Because remember, she's going to be along the scale somewhere. And we're not judging anything. We're not doing this for judging. We're just simply trying to evaluate where is she at this point. So this is 0, this is 100%, and we can just have her touch with her free hand, because I'll be using this arm for muscle testing. So Barbara, would you mind using just your index finger? And let's start right there, right about there. Okay, so that's the start of the scale. All right, you ready? Okay, so think about this. Your prosperity, resist me now. Okay, resist. Okay, strong. Okay, let's come down here. Let's go down to the nose. Okay, okay, resist me now. Resist. Good, good. Okay, let's come right down here. Okay. I can feel the tension building in the room. Okay, this is good. This is good. Okay, keep thinking of your prosperity. Resist me again. Okay, a little lower there. Yeah, big difference there. Big difference. Let's go a little bit lower. Right there. Okay, you ready? Okay, resist me now. Oh, that's really going down. Can you feel the difference? Okay, now, we can let her do it this way, and you'll do it the same way. You can just take your finger and go down different points. Now, wherever her prosperity is in relationship to the beginning of the scale, then she should be strong. She was strong here, here, different parts there. So she is in roughly about 10-20% range. She's getting down maybe 25% range. She's still somewhat strong. We get down about the 30-35% range, she begins breaking. It begins getting weak. That's telling us that whatever her prosperity is in terms of her belief systems right now, it's about 30-35% of the 100% that her spirit wants her to have. Now, I don't care how good we are with our prosperity. I don't care how big our numbers come out to be. Spirit always wants more for us and gives us more, no matter how big that is. It always is more generous than we are. Now, let's do a little test. We can just look at her, and we could look at this range, and we can ask our mind to interact with her energy, and we could just look at her, and we can tell immediately where her levels were. We are given permission to do that. We don't have to physically test all these different areas. We will do it tonight, but if you want to, you can just look at a person, and you can tell immediately where they are. Her body is an energetic system. If I ask her body system to light up to me like Christmas tree lights and show me where the level of her prosperity is, it would have taken me right about there. Right about there. Okay? Without even spending time doing this. But to get to that point, doing the muscle testing will get you to the point of actually looking at someone, even if they're on the other side of the moon, and you'll be able to tell me what their prosperity is. Okay? But we'll start off by the muscle testing. Now, think of a different way of improving your prosperity. Okay. Think of how you would change that.
Okay.
Okay? Keep going. We're going to get to this in just a moment here. Keep going. You're allowed to do more, Barbara. You're allowed to have more. Okay. Keep going. More. More prosperity. Whatever that means to you. Think of the 4 elements of prosperity. Health, wealth, relationships, and time. Just think about actions, maybe belief systems, maybe changing diet, water, exercise, sleep. I don't care what it is. We can test different ideas. But no matter what it is that we're going to do, for any one of us, we want to improve all 4 of those elements, no matter what it is that we do. Okay? Also, I might add, because of what she's saying to me, I would ask you to maybe sing more during the day. That's coming from her, not me. Okay. So let's put that in. Let's put that in. That's important.
Okay, but I'm not gonna sing to the group.
No.
We don't want them all to laugh.
We don't know that. We don't know that for sure. She's being modest. But in any case, singing is an important part to her. Anything else you might add to that? You, privately, just think of some other things. Because I want it to start dropping down. Okay. I may want to add more time for yourself during the day to take care of things you'd like to do for enjoyment. Add that to the list, please. Okay. You tell me when you're ready then for me to test. Yeah, that looks pretty
I'm
good.
ready.
Yeah, that looks good. Yep. And the way I knew this is that she told me she stopped moving down, and she said she was ready. So it's nice. It's nice the way this works. Okay, so just looking at her right now, we started, may I have your hand in? Okay, she started right about here. Okay? Now, from the work that she just did she go up or down from that point? Down. She went down. Okay? Now, you tell me, and I'm going to take her hand, and you tell me, okay, where it is now, her new level of prosperity. You tell me where this is. Barbara, may I have your hand here? Okay, so let's put it, we'll just use a knife edge, just like that. Okay? So right about there. Okay. What about there?
Lower.
Lower? Okay.
Lower. Just a little lower.
Yeah, just a
There.
There.
I see a little lower than that.
A little lower.
That's a little lower
A
than
little lower. There, there,
That's where I was gonna say
there.
too.
Okay. All right, here. It's right about here. When it gets really strong, I mean, you guys are right there. You're right there. I mean, it's just a slight difference. But when you really feel the energy going through her body, it's super strong right there. And it just begins to diminish a little bit as she goes a little bit lower. But let's test. Let's test. Now, before I do the test, how did you know that it was in that area? How did you know? You felt it. Okay, that's great. You felt it. How else? Any other ideas? Any other ideas?
I saw it.
Yes.
I think she still is a little weak in the heart area.
Okay.
You know, it's just a feeling I get of some sadness. But I could be way off, but it's just the vibe that I'm getting.
Yeah. And perhaps that's true. But overall, because we're looking at an average right now in a mixture, that's good. Overall, she is improving. She is improving. And this is a big improvement. It's easily twice the improvement. Very fast. Easily. Okay? But how did you know? Some people felt it. Anyone see it? Good. What'd you see, Pat?
Her body told me I could see the brightness in her body.
Good.
A little more.
Good.
I just see a little light.
Good. Very good.
I saw a line in light.
Good. Good. Did anyone hear anything? Good. Good. Okay. Now, you realize that if you give your heart and brain permission to clear out, then no matter what technique you want to use, no matter what system you want to use, whether you want to see the light, you want to hear it, you want to feel it, you want to smell it, I don't care what it is, it will show you just automatically by command, as you clean these two areas out, brain and heart. Okay? But that's, again, down the road, but you guys are doing great, but let's test it. Let's test it. Okay? Okay, so let's go to that new idea about prosperity. Okay, Barbara, would you mind using your hand here, and we'll just use it like a knife edge there. Okay, so let's start where we were. Okay? All right, ready? So think of that. Think of your prosperity. Resist me now. Resist. Strong. Much stronger than it was. Now I have you go down a little further. Okay? So think of your prosperity. Okay, resist me again, resist. Okay, let's go down a little further, still strong. Okay, you ready? Okay, resist me again, resist. What do you think about that? A little weaker?
A little weaker.
Yeah.
I didn't get it quite where it needed to be.
Yeah. And let's go down just a little bit lower. Okay, you ready? Resist me again. Now she's trying to resist, but there it goes, it just broke. So if we go up just a little bit higher. Bring that down, I want her to stand erect. Is that good? She's got that muddled posture, that's good. And we're going to bring where this thumb is, right at that thumb level. That's going to go about 1.5 inches below the navel. Now there's a securing mechanism right there, right there. Okay, so now we have our scale. Now we have our scale. Okay, so now we can muscle test the person. Okay, so let's take this away for a moment. Okay, we could muscle test the person and find out both before and after where they are, measure it along here, and we can get an idea of just how much of an improvement we've made. Okay, we want to keep, seriously, this is important because when you go back to things like this and you maybe jot down some information, maybe a month from now you go back to this, and you see now that maybe you were at, her full length was about 23 inches. So maybe she was about 20 inches after doing this technique. Maybe a month from now, she tests again, she's down around 22, 23. She'll know. Okay, and you'll know also if you're going backwards. It's important. It's very important, especially going backwards.
So how do you test yourself?
Okay, well, very easy. Very easy. Just do this again.
Right.
Okay, just do this again. And then you ask yourself, what I do then for me, okay, I touch the scale, okay, I'm in contact with my spirit, I let my spirit guide my hand, guide my brain, my heart, my spirit itself, I let it all work together. Okay, so I just tell it, where am I? So I look at my prosperity, I go down, 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 and when I reach the right point, I mean the energy is super strong right about there. Right about there. The energy in my body at this point is super strong. It's almost like I have a tremendous amount of energy going through myself. Okay, at this point. Now, if I go above that point, it's now getting much less. If I go below that point, it's getting much less. At the right place, I can feel that energy going really strongly through my entire body system. That's how we do it. Yeah. And it works nicely though. Of course, walking around with this all day. Okay, but you can hide behind this if you want to. So, what I'll ask you to do, pick a part here. Try it, see what you get. We've got a few minutes. Let's get this going. Let's try it. See what we get. Thank you.
We're very esoteric.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, here's what we can do with this. This is the beauty about what we're doing. Let me show you this because you'll like this. Alright, so here's our handy-dandy measure that keeps a reference to us so we can focus on this reference point. Because now this has some meaning to us. We're not just looking at an object like us, now we have something to verify. So what I would do is this, just one moment. Here's what I would do. Okay, in my mind, as I would imagine myself walking everywhere, going everywhere with this thing. And I would see myself, I would see the image of myself with this thing on it.
Now that sounds like you, Gary.
It does. And I lived a long time with this.
New accessory.
Right? So, seriously, I see myself walking around like this, and it's always on me. So now someone comes up to me and say, Gary, how about doing this, this, or this? I immediately look at myself in relationship to my tape measure. I see immediately where my answer should be. My answer will go immediately, I can see where it's going to be. It's going to be somewhere along here. Now, if I'm not sure what the correct answer is, I keep using my association with spirit. I use my brain, my heart, I allow it to work together. I may even ask for some time to think about this, and to use my mind, all parts of my body, and then I finally see what answer gives me perfection down here. Now, when you start doing this on a daily basis, every minute, guess how good you get with this? Real good. Real good. Okay? And it works on everything. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. Now, I don't mind looking funny. because I know the power of this. I mean, look, I had a lady ask me because she's going through negotiations, she's going for a high-level job, she's going into negotiations, she wants to know how much they're going to offer her, so she wants to know how she should respond to the offer. Now, this happened 2 nights ago. So I scanned into the person who's going to make her the offer. And I'm doing this because I want to give her an idea of what to do. So I give her a salary range, and with $10,000 there. She goes in for the offer. He outlines everything they want to give her, and when they put all of her perks and everything else together for the salary, it was within $5,000 of the answer.
Oh.
Okay, well, right in the middle of my range. Right in the middle of my range, because I had a $10,000 range. Now, I don't care whether this would happen on the other side of the moon, or it happened in another galaxy. I don't care. This energetic field extends throughout the entire universe. From the time of the Big Bang to where we are now, this energy is everywhere. And it's working on us 24/7, 365. We were given a system to connect us to this universe, right there. We were also given our human experience, brain and heart, I think, for us to allow us to purify this so we have perfection in our transmission and receiving. Now, when you start thinking about this and you start using this as your gauge, it is amazing how quickly you'll make the right answer, and you don't even have to think about it. And you can go on and do the things you want to do with your life each and every day. It's amazing. It takes practice.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, what is the difference between doing that and doing the other way that you taught us about the no, yes and no?
It all works. It all works.
All right.
But I'd rather go to this technique right now just to keep everyone in the same ballpark right now. But to give us a specific reference point so we can all verify this and use it. Because if you're not sure about where you are, all you have to do is get your friend to muscle test you and find out where you are. And if you do it enough times, you'll know where you are. It takes practice. Yeah.
Is there any way to do this to someone else discreetly? More than one of us has had a family member that should be doing something right, should be doing something that is better for them than
Better
the path
for them.
they're on.
Yes, better for them. Yes.
Well, the path they're on is sort of like a luge ride to hell.
Well, but here, when I say better, I mean according to their purpose and plan, because we don't know what their purpose and plan is. We don't know that.
If they are doing something destructive to themselves, and they don't see what that destruction is.
Well, okay. So what do you do then? Right? What do you do? Right?
How would one do that? You were talking about reading somebody from a distance.
Okay. Oh, it's very easy. Very easy. Number one, we go back to the 4 steps. Go back to the 4 steps. Okay? We put that person into all the 4 steps, but especially at step 4 where we're praising them. We're praising them because we have to give them permission to do whatever is necessary for them to fulfill their purpose and destiny. We must. We must. Otherwise, it becomes pathological, and now I'm interfering with them, and they're interfering with me. And no one gets better. No one. Then what I do also is I make a statement. I go to God, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit, angels, anyone else who wants to help me. I don't care who it is. I cast my burdens over to them. I literally write my burdens down in step 4. I put all my burdens down. I don't care what they are. With this person, with the situation, I don't care what it is. Okay? Then I turn it over. I literally turn it over to them. I see them in my mind taking it all from me. Now here's the test. And then I can go about my business and do what I need to do, and I'm relaxed. Giving God, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit, angels, and anyone else permission to help them. And to give them permission to give them what's best for them, because I don't know what's best.
Absolutely.
I don't know what's best. I don't know what's best.
I'm not in charge of the universe?
Well, you can be, but
I just want
mine up too
smiling
much.
privileges.
I have mine up too much.
We found it.
So that's what I do. I literally do that. And then I can go about my business and be relaxed because they're turned over. And whatever's going to happen is in their best interest. Theirs and mine. Theirs and mine. Now, if I can't do that, now I'm part of the problem.
Okay.
I'm 100% part of the problem. Now it's my fault.
So I have homework.
We all have homework. All of us. Every one of us in this room. Myself. first, okay? We must turn it over. We must. Then you can go about and find out what's really there for you. And as you improve, they have a chance for improving. But if you don't improve, they don't have any chance for improving, because they're in your field. Okay? Okay, so you must get that permission. Now, it's getting late, and we'll have some questions next week. We'll start now, next week, and also, would you mind? Ruthie, would
Can
you
I
mind?
ask one question and then talk about that?
I'll tell you what, can we maybe go to this
Okay,
first?
yes.
Please.
Okay, so that right there is a little bowl that has some rocks, some stones, some crystals that I actually had in a little bottle. I've been blending a very special blend called the Love Spectrum Blend. And it's a layered blend, and it's absolutely amazing. I added the last drops today, the magic drops, and in about 2 to 3 days, the blend will be ready for us to share it, and to smell it, and to use it for healing. And so what I did was, as I was doing the layers, I would take the pipettes and I would actually put some alcohol and some water, and I would put it in there so that this is the distillate from the oils that I made the blend from. And so those stones have been soaking in that for several weeks while I've been making the blend. Whoever wants to take one is welcome to. And then next week I'll bring the blend.
Thank you.
And we can all send love energy to the blend and make it even more powerful.
Very good. So, I know, would you mind giving us a very fast prayer, please, for this
Okay,
week?
well, what is coming to me, because I was at this marvelous conference I'm gonna have to talk about it at some point, but the energy here is just so intense.